What's up, people? We are back with more of Danganronpa 2. Oh, Hyoko's already crying. Don't worry, you're gonna get your punishment later. Now, I don't know who it is yet. Not yet, but alright. So, considering how similar that game was, the Twilight Syndrome murder case, to not only a real event that has happened throughout our school life, which we obviously have no memory of, but also something seemed very similar to this current murder. At least a small, tiny connections here and there, I feel.
What? He's gonna do something crazy to me. I'll be ruined. Why you?
Hey, shut up and stay put, you stubborn little Lolita.
Stop it!
Hey, stop harassing little girls.
This is... What's going on?
Sheesh!
Hyoko was trying to run away, so Monokuma brought her here by force. But Hyoko is still trying to run away, so Monokuma's trying to wrap her in a full Nelson.
Damn it! Hey, if you don't stay put, I'm gonna make you a part of this island's food chain.
Unbelievable.
Jeez, making me waste my sweet ass time. But there's another problem to deal with besides this one.
Boom, boom.
Where the heck is Fuyuhiko?
Is he really still missing? Or not missing, but locked up in his own cottage?
That guy, he totally ditched my appointment.
How strange.
He pisses me off.
Wow. Are you okay, Monokuma? What? Hey, his anger changed his form. What the fuck, Monokuma? Has he been hitting the gym in between Danganronpa 1 and 2? Is this his final form? I'm right here.
Huh?
Ah, Fuyuhiko, you came. I was worried about you.
There's nowhere for me to run anyway, so no matter the ending, I have to accept it, right? But still,
Bastard!
I'm a Yakuza! Accepting defeat is not an option.
Fuyuhiko, what does that mean?
Well, it's all good. If the trial heats up, it's all good.
Anyway,
Looks like everyone's here, so let us depart now.
see ya later!
I'll go first and be one step ahead of you guys.
This is bad.
Crap. I'm not mentally prepared yet. I don't think you ever are, Kazuichi.
Like,
Do you even have to prepare?
Show some spirit!
If you don't have enough power, harness your latent energy. Come on, bring out that energy.
This, too, must be the will of causality.
So it begins. The beginning of the end. For someone at least. Now then, let's keep our spirits high, so we can one day find that shining hope. Can we just get rid of this guy already? That's right. I can only... Moving forward is the only option. You should be honored.
It's nearly showtime!
A mere human such as yourself will be present to witness the beginning of the end. What is he talking about? He keeps mentioning the beginning of the end. Does he know more than we do?
I believe in you. If everyone works together, you should be able to stand against any despair.
alrighties!
I will definitely help you out.
Yeah, you're gonna unlock the third island for us after we're done with this. You're gonna beat that boss. Ryoko, she was a crybaby.
I have nothing to do with this.
Well, Nagito. What are you dilly-dallying for? Come on.
Let's hurry up and go.
Peko Yama.
Then-
I know what's hiding underneath those clothes, girl. You can't hide it. Let's go. There's no reason for us to waste time here.
Listen!
The truth behind my hero's death. Sparkling justice may hold the key. No, that just has to be it.
She's really set on that theory of hers. I I don't want to dismiss it, but I don't exactly see just yet where it fits in, at least with my current thought process.
'Cause it's bad.
Let's go. We can't forgive the killer.
This class trial stuff again. So this time we gotta figure out who killed Mahiru, huh? I don't get complicated stuff, so I'll just leave this to you guys. Alright, Akane, you just leave your hand in our, your life in our hands. Okay, if you trust us. Mr. Bold. If you don't unleash your power here, where else are you going to unleash it? Don't you want to avenge Mahiru's death? This is not for revenge in a sense. Just justice.
Monokuma changed forms! Color me surprised!
Which color would that be exactly?
Hey! Hey!
Could he be the type to awaken hidden powers when he gets angry?
It looks like it, but he's a stuffed animal, right? Nope, not exactly.
Damn it!
I'm not mentally prepared yet. Like, I don't think I'll ever be. But we can't just stand around all day. Yeah, I guess you're right. Mikan. Oh, okay, let's check the names actually. So we got Mikan Sumiki. That one matches. Koizumi. Who was Koizumi? Was that Mahiru? Mahiru Koizumi. Hyoko Sayonji. Sayonji was definitely in there too. Is this everyone here? Owari, she wasn't in there. What? Miyoda. Miyoda for sure, I know that one. Ibuki Miyoda? But then who is Sato? Sonia, never mind. Shaki Nanami. Who? I have no idea. Mahiru Sato. I don't know. So the only ones that are still unknown is either Koizumi or Sato. And Kuzuryu, I'm pretty sure, yeah, Fujihiko Kuzuryu. So there's one name out of the 6 that we don't know.
Mahiru. Why did Mahiru? This is impossible.
Fuyuhiko. I'm a Yakuza. I won't run or hide. Well, let's go then.
You're so evil!
Eek. No matter how many times I see it, it's such bad taste. The worst, the lowest, most brutal tastes.
Somehow, I moved my muscles, stiff from fear and nerves, and awkwardly walked onto the escalator. For some reason, my breathing was short, and I was eventually struck by a feeling similar to dizziness. The moment all of us were inside Monokuma Rock. A rumbling sound filled the room, and the surrounding space began to fall. Here we go again. As it shook with a clatter, the elevator inside continued to drop. Throughout that drop, I was fluctuating between feeling hope and despair, as if my heart was a rotten fruit, swelling in the sun before it finally goes squish. I suddenly stopped breathing. My consciousness began to fade from the pressure. I tried to endure that pressure by firmly standing on my legs. And after a while, the elevator's vibrations gradually weakened. And then it stopped altogether. Here we are.
Aim! Defeat the boring routine!
So...
I've decided to start redecorating. How's it look? Mr. Monokuma's redecoration is awesome, isn't it?
Impossible!
It's not like I'd allow you to think otherwise anyway.
That is...
To go to the trouble of doing something this elaborate. Really? What is your true intention?
No!
Nothing really. Essentially, This killing game is just to kill time anyway.
You killed time?
To break away from my purpose. That alone is my purpose.
Like...
A purpose is always gonna be a weakness. Those who have a purpose are always the weakest ones in the bunch. That's why you guys should forget about such cheap-ass purposes like trying to survive. And enjoy the class trial from the bottom of your hearts. It's starting. The class trial is starting. Oh, my hero Koizumi. Okay, so Koizumi. Her name was definitely Koizumi. So the one last name that we do not know then is Sato. Because it was Mikan Sumiki, Mahiro Koizumi, Hiyoko Sayonji, Miyoda, that was Ibuki, and Sato we don't know. Kuzuryu is Fuyuhiko, and Fuyuhiko is Guy F. So Fuyuhiko had a little sister, I think, who ended up dying. But I think that's the whole list. So one last name we don't actually know. My hero Koizumi, the ultimate photographer. She had an unyielding force of personality, but she was actually very good at taking care of people. She was kind of like the mother figure, I felt. Most importantly, she was always straightforward. The person that killed her is among us? I don't want to believe it. I don't want to believe it. I don't want to believe it. But... oh my god, they're just getting more and more red pictures. Regardless, we need to find the answer. It doesn't matter if you believe it or not. Finally, people were all alive still. Because it's the only way. Aside from finding out who the killer is, there's no other way for us to survive. And so, this life-threatening trial, billowing with hope and despair, has begun. Alright, let's quickly go over all the truth bullets. So, Monokuma file number 2. Time of death 3 PM, that's an important fact to know. The body was discovered inside a beach house in Chandler Beach. The cause of death is a single killing blow to the head with a blunt instrument, most likely the metal bat. There are other conspicuous external injuries and no traces of foreign substances such as drugs. The bloodstain on the floor had streaks leading to the roadside door as if my hero had crawled through it. But there was one particularly strange thing about that, however, which I think was the autopsy thingy. That's Mikan said that my hero received a blow to the head from behind and died instantly. So she died instantly, but it actually seems like she crawled or something. Like she got hit in the head and then, you know, she was like, oh shit, I'm not entirely dead yet, so she tried to get away or something. If you just look at the blood alone and not at the autopsy result, you'd think that's what would happen. But according to the autopsy, that's not what happened. So either the body has been moved or something else. Like something has been done with the blood that caused those streaks. Most likely like somebody dragged the body or something along those lines. But let's go on to the next truth bullet. Footprints. Footprints were found in the crime scene. The trail leads from the beach house and loops around towards the house. The footprints were Hyoko's. This was an important thing, the fact that they were Hyoko's, because Nagito figured it out. He broke into everyone's house basically and yeah, checked all of their foot sizes and compared it to the one that was running away from the beach. And it seems to match considering that, who was it? Kazuichi saw, myself and Kazuichi as well, we saw her run away, like crying. So around like, I don't know, after we got to the diner at like 3 PM I think? Or 2:30, somewhere between 2:30 and 3, and it was a little bit after that. Like we were already waiting for the girls to arrive, you know, to go towards the beach. So it was after 3, I almost feel.
So the footprints indicates that she was already inside because the footprints were only leading away from the beach house, and there was no the similar footprints were not like coming in. So that means that she had access to the front door, which then later, after my hero was killed, was blocked by her. So that's a really important thing. Next one, metal bat. The metal bat was found at the crime scene due to the bloodstain coating it believed to be the murder weapon. Murder weapon used in the Twilight Syndrome murder case was a metal bat too. Those seem very similar, so that's another reason why there were a lot of similarities with Twilight Syndrome murder case and this particular murder. Like, they're not exactly the same in everything, but you see a lot of similar things. So that's another reason, like, I don't know how they exactly tie it together yet, right? But you can tell that there's something behind it. I mean, we know as well that, like, some of the cast is actually about, it was non-fiction, it was based on something that actually happened at the school. We don't have a memory of it because our memory has been stolen or taken away, or, you know, so... this is the one thing that you can say 100% for sure that it's like exactly the same in the game as it was with my hero's murder. The trash can, oh, this one was really weird. There are a bunch of empty plastic bottles inside the trash can. They were probably drinks from the refrigerator. That was only like the top shelf, which was a particular flavor. I can't quite exactly remember which it was, but it was definitely one particular flavor. A mask from the anime character's son, which Esperito found at the crime scene, which Sonia thought to belong to was it Sparkling Justice? A gummy candy found in the closet at the beach house. Gummy was a very important thing because Hiyoko said outright, she was like, yeah, I love candies, and she liked a particular brand as well. I can't quite remember which one it was though. The beach house has a shower room, however the shower room is out of order and cannot be used, at least not for its intended purposes. We can still go inside the room, but you can't shower there. Iron barred window, the only window in the shower room. It can be opened due to its high location, but it can be accessed unless you hit your piggyback ride from someone. So we thought that if a person was in here and escaped, like, you know, if a person was inside the beach house and is either entered or escaped through this window, they needed some sort of help from someone else almost. So this is a really peculiar thing, and I'm really interested in how this is exactly going to be, if this was actually used, you know? Because the fact that you need a piggyback ride from someone to actually reach it means that if it was used, there has to be, you know, two people working together, which is, again, I feel like it's something that is very, very unlikely to happen, but you never know. The broken fish tank in the Twilight Syndrome murder case, a tipped over fish tank was found in a music room where the first victim's body was discovered. Gravel and water were scattered everywhere. Yeah, that was right next to the broken window, I believe. There was a broken window in the music room where the first victim's body was discovered. Normally you can't leave the music room without passing through the entrance hall. Yeah, we thought... this kind of ties in with the broken vase though, right? The vase. Girl E, who appeared in Twilight Syndrome murder case, had her swimsuit stolen by someone, by a pervert, as they said. The ending prize was found in my hero's room and consists of an envelope containing 4 photographs. There was also a letter included in the envelope saying, try playing Twilight Syndrome murder case after you get a game over, press down 5 times for a real game. Once you do, you should remember what you all did to my sister. We'll talk then. This was, because I actually wrote down the names, what were they, right? Because I thought this was a really important thing of the cast members that on the staff role. Remember the credits? So you had Sumiki, Koizumi, Hiyoko. It actually said Hiyoko on the screen there, but her last name is Sayonji, I believe. Name of Miyoda, Sato, Kuzuryu. So definitely, you know, in the game as well, someone had their sibling, their sister was murdered, and it was from Guy F. So the only, I mean, I even checked the name. It was Fuyuhiko, who I think is Guy F. And in the game, they also said that he had a little sister. So yeah, he beat the game at very first. He got this envelope, and then he wrote that message, sending it to all the other 4 people, or at least to Mahiro. This was definitely sent to Mahiro,
and to sort of try to, you know, jog their memory, like, look what you did to my sister. Entrance hall photo. One of the ending prizes, a picture of Mika, Ibuki, and Hiyoko appears to be an entrance hall. These are the girls, which are most likely like girl A, B, C, that sort of stuff. Mika was definitely A. Hiyoko B, I think, and Ibuki C. I'm not entirely sure about that, but Mika was definitely A. One of the ending prizes, a photo of the broken vase. Girl D showed Girl E this photo in Twilight Syndrome murder case. This vase was broken in the music classroom next to the music room. Ah, that was the thing, right, with the vase. That's during one point you feel you hear like a ching, like a breaking sound, you know, and it was thought to be the what do you call it? The window, but in actuality was actually the vase, I think. Victim's crime scene photo. One of the ending prizes, a crime scene photo of the victim after she was killed in a music room. This was the first victim, the first person that dies in the game, which I still think it looks like, you know, Sonia a little bit. Similar hair shape, a little bit. Hair color, somewhat similar, but it's obviously not Sonia, I think, at least. But that's just the first thing that came to my mind. Girl E crime scene photo. One of the ending prizes is a Girl E crime scene photo of Girl E after she was killed. It looks like she was killed with a metal bat. So this is the sort of, I feel like this is the an unknown person or something. I don't think it's any of the other persons that have died, because it doesn't match up. My hero was Koizumi. Was my hero Girl B? I don't freaking know. Maybe that'll actually come up in the trial. I feel like it's definitely important to know which girl is which. But yeah, this is the girl that's then apparently killed by Fuyuhiko for killing his sister. Apparently there were a lot of these inside Hiyoko's room, each bag with 4 flavors: strawberry, melon, grape, and orange. The gummy bag. This is a particular brand that Hiyoko liked, and there were 4 flavors. This is probably important to remember: strawberry, melon, grape, and orange. The letter found inside Mahiru's pocket. I was going to tell you in person, but I couldn't tell it. All right, Hiyoko actually sent a letter to Mahiru telling them to meet up about what we discussed earlier. Is it okay if we change the place and time? If you come to the beach house on the second island 2:30 p.m., it seems there's someone who wants to interfere with our meeting. Let's keep it a secret until then. Try not to see each other for a while. It would be bad if they started suspecting us for no reason. So for some reason it seems like they're up to something. That's what the letter seems to suggest. But this is proof that Hiyoko went to the beach house at 2:30 p.m. so before the murder even occurred, a half an hour before Mahiru died, and this is also a reason for Mahiru to come to the beach house in the first place, right? So there seems to be this is the meeting that sort of seemed to have taken place before Mahiru died. So we don't know exactly if Hiyoko is caught up in it somehow, but she was in there, I feel, at least somehow, right? She must have, at least at some point. At some point between 2:30 and after 3 p.m. because she definitely ran away after 3 p.m. crying. Mika's autopsy body report. Right, okay, that was all used. Well, I'm still not entirely confident about this, but you know what? Things always go smooth once we get the ball rolling, you know? So let's finish the preparations, get the show on the road.
Now then, let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial. During the class trial, you will present your arguments for who the killer is and vote for who done it. If you vote correctly, then only the blackened will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will earn the right to leave this island.
Oh, no matter how many times I hear it, it's such a cruel rule.
Now then, let's first discuss the motive. That masterpiece of gaming, Twilight Syndrome murder case.
Twilight. What exactly is Twilight though? Isn't it like the moment between day and night when day just ends and night begins? Something like that? Because I remember with Twilight, in Yu-Gi-Oh! There was a Twilight deck which consisted of only light and dark monster types or whatever.
What? Who cares about that game?
Oh, everybody, it's really important, Ibuki.
The outcome of this trial should be determined by whether or not we find Mahiru's killer.
Yeah, but it's really, for some reason, really ties into each other.
Nevertheless, we shouldn't ignore it. After all, that game is the motive this time.
Yeah,
This time.
you're right. Then let's try discussing that first.
Alright, Shaki.
I'm sure everyone who's beaten the game already knows that it's based on an actual murder case.
Some of us have not beaten that game. Give us a detailed explanation.
It means Twilight Syndrome Murder Case is a non-fiction game. Additionally, some of us are characters in that game too.
Yep.
Some of us are characters in a video game?
Cool, right?
So, I think it's better if we clarify who the characters in the game are first.
Well, we can start with everyone. The characters in the game were Girl A, B, C, D, E, and Boy F. And the high school girl who got killed at the beginning. By using the staff roll, why did I even write this shit fucking down if it's gonna show up anyway? By using the staff roll after clearing the game as a reference, I should be able to figure out who's who. The first character the player was able to control was Girl A. The identity of Girl A, it was Mikan, right? Mikan, she was very passive. I'm pretty sure that was Mikan.
I see!
Girl A is probably Mikan Tsumiki. That timid tone. That definitely sounds like Girl A. Based on the list of names in the staff roll, I can't think of anyone else who would be Girl A.
Yeah, Mikan fits that one the best.
Why am I in a video game? That's an infringement of my right to privacy!
Sue him! Sue Monokuma!
Ha! A nasty, trashy pig shit like you doesn't have any privacy rights!
Are we really starting this again, Hiyoko?
Ah, a nasty, trashy pig shit. I feel like I heard that in the game too.
Oh my god. How weird is it that when Chiaki says those exact same words, a nasty, trashy pig shit, it actually sounds somewhat cute? What is wrong with me?
Huh?
Hiyoko was in there for sure. Ah, she's right. The one who said that was it Girl B? I think it was Girl B. See, the high school girl who died for definitely not. She was one of the three, and she was in a picture too. It was ABC, making Ibuki C, I think. Girl B is Hiyoko.
Girl B was short and foul-mouthed. She's probably Hiyoko.
Short and foul-mouthed? That's like the complete opposite of me!
No, that is exactly accurate.
Anyway, let's move on. Next is Girl C.
I think it was Ibuki, solely because of the picture. Girl C, huh? Her personality was hyper, energetic, and unique. Definitely Ibuki. Monokuma, Fuyuhiko? No, Ibuki.
I see!
Girl C is Ibuki.
Girl C? Then I'll see you next Tuesday!
Alright, come over to my house.
Let's move on to Girl D.
Girl D? Who's Girl D, huh? There's only one person who always had a camera with them. Well, easy peasy, Mahiru.
I see!
Girl D is Mahiru, the victim in this case.
Yeah, that's correct. Let's skip Girl E and talk about Guy F.
Really quick to skip Girl E because it's Sato. I don't know who Sato is. He's Guy F. That's Fuyuhiko for sure. Fuyuhiko Kuzuryu it was.
I see!
Aren't you Guy F, Fuyuhiko?
I was in a game? That's fucking stupid.
You're the first one to freaking beat it, dude.
That reminds me. Wasn't there another person whose last name was also Kuzuryu?
Another person?
Yeah.
It was one of the names on the staff roll.
It was double trouble.
The names were Sumiki, Koizumi, Sayonji, Miyoda,
It actually said
Sato,
Hiyoko.
Kuzuryu, and then another Kuzuryu.
Hold on! Why do you keep saying there were two Kuzuryus?
It's not like I'm wrong. That's how it's written on the staff roll. Since you beat the game, you probably know what this actually means, right?
Sister? The reason Fuyuhiko's last name, Kuzuryu, appeared twice. It's true I have a hunch, but to call me out like that, Nagito, you're definitely someone I shouldn't mess with. The reason Fuyuhiko's last name Kuzuryu appears twice, it's probably because he had a little sister. It wasn't an older sister. He had a little sister. It's just a bug, really? He had a double role. He played a cameo, both as a girl and a guy.
I can prove it with this! In the game, Guy F, Kuzuryu, mentions that he has a little sister.
Yep. Uh-oh, we hit a nerve.
What do you mean, little sister?
This is what Guy F said in the game.
That bitch.
It's pretty clear. There's no doubt that Guy F had a little sister.
That's all he said, by the way, that bitch.
Plus, the sister actually appeared in the game. That's why the name Kuzuryu appeared twice.
Then it's probably that now it's for sure that girl then that died at the piano, right?
By the way, what role did Guy F's little sister, the other Kuzuryu, play?
But for some reason
You probably noticed, right?
when I saw the picture, I thought it looked vaguely similar. There was some resemblance to Sonia, like the hair and just kind of the face a little bit, the hair color and stuff, the shape of her hair. But it would make sense. I mean, you know, Fuyuhiko has blonde hair too, so it's definitely his little sister. I don't really want to say it myself, but I need to move the conversation forward. Why can't anyone else say it? There are multiple people that finished the game. The only character in the game I could see being Fuyuhiko's little sister is... Nah, everyone else was already mentioned, so it's this one.
I see!
The dead high school girl who was the first victim in the game is the only person I can think of.
God, bitch. Girl E, was it? What the hell did she do to my little sister?
Based on Guy F's tone in the game, it's clear that Girl E is not his little sister.
No, he hates Girl E. That means Girl E is the killer. I think. At least, yeah, right? Because you had that conversation too, but the name Sato. Nobody here is called Sato.
So if the only person left is the dead high school girl, then she must be Fuyuhiko's sister.
Why do you sound so fucking happy? That's a winning personality you've got there.
Winning personality? Are you praising me?
No.
I was being sarcastic, dumbass.
Hey, you said the game is a work of non-fiction. That means Fuyuhiko's little sister is...
Yeah, I have a little sister.
Still?
Something wrong with that? It's just a fucking game. Don't go mixing up some video game with reality.
Or he doesn't know. It could, of course, because his memory's been wiped, right? His memory's been erased. So he still thinks he has a little sister, but because he thinks in the video game it happened and he possibly thought that that character could have been him, at least probably saw some familiarities between himself and that. Maybe not. Sometimes it's kind of hard to see yourself. When you see yourself in another person, like other people can clearly see because they know how you act, right? But you yourself can't really see it. Don't really know how you act unless you see it for yourself in a way. You know, like for example, if you see yourself act strange in a video, you're like, what? I really act like that? So maybe that's how Fuyuhiko probably found out about himself. Like, yeah, I guess it's me. I don't freaking know how you would find that out though, but it could be that was like the motive for him to kill, to bait him into like, look, your sister is dead, go kill someone. But if he says it's based on non-fiction, Monokuma, that means the little sister is really dead too. But the event has taken place during their school life, right? Which was erased. So Fuyuhiko shouldn't know that his sister is dead, if she really is.
It's not just a game. It's definitely based on true events. That's why it's the motive.
Don't go making shit up, bastard!
Yeah, he definitely doesn't know.
If she was the type to die easily, I'd have fucking killed her myself a long time ago.
Wow.
I mean, when I first entered Hope's Peak Academy, she was mouthing off to me as usual and sent me off. It happened just the other day.
It's not just the other day, though.
About that, you're probably thinking like that because you've lost your memories.
Shut the fuck up! You be quiet!
I see. So you're never gonna accept that that game is based on true events, huh?
It's so funny that he doesn't have a filter even against Monokuma. Just like, no, shut the fuck up, Monokuma.
Okay, I understand your attitude toward this class trial now.
The thing is, this class trial is a lot easier if we just accept the fact that, you know, this is based on non-fiction, and it did happen. It is based on a true event, and our memories of our school life has been erased. If we just accept that, no matter how crazy it might seem to everyone, if we accept that, I think the class trial will go a lot smoother.
Nagito, you seem to be doubting Fuyuhiko a lot. Do you suspect he's the killer?
A mystery that easy would make me feel sad. It wouldn't be good enough to serve as everyone's stepping stone. That's why I'd be much happier if Fuyuhiko wasn't the killer.
Oh yeah, because it can't be easy, right?
Okay, you're starting to act weird again.
Yep, this is his time to shine for Nagito. He's like, ah, ha, 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 ha. Yep, time to act fucking weird.
Anyway, now we've established who all the characters in the game are.
Oh, except for one.
Girl A is Mikan. Girl B is Hiyoko. Girl C is Ibuki. Girl D is Mahiru. Guy F is Fuyuhiko.
Eden.
And the first victim in the game, that dead high school girl, is Fuyuhiko's little sister.
That's just a story in a fucking game.
If so, then Girl E is Miss Sato.
Yeah, but who is Miss Sato?
Could it be the same Miss Sato who likes white rice?
I don't know what Sato you're talking about, but I don't think she's relevant to this case.
Maybe it's related to Gundam's last name, since they're both really plain names.
What? What the heck is that wild connection?
Tanaka may be an ordinary family name, but it's far better than Sato or Suzuki.
Suzuki. And he also has a strange rivalry going on.
Hey, no one cares about that. Hurry up and talk about the mystery of the game.
Huh? What do you mean, mystery of the game?
My, you don't know. I heard that Girl E got killed.
What? No way! Is that true?
Why does this seem so fake, like rehearsed, with bad acting skills? See, this is why I'm like, I want to believe Monomi, and I do for the most part, but like, why is she playing along with Monokuma shenanigans in that sense? Like, that seemed really like, oh, they were both acting.
Getting killed is so violent, don't you know?
My, such awful times we live in. Why did this happen?
See, she talks in a way different tone.
You guys are definitely friends.
Yeah, it sounds that way at least.
So the mystery of the game is the murder of Girl E, correct?
Then let's hurry up and solve it! Let's first figure out why Girl E was killed.
The reason Girl E was killed, I should be able to assume why based on the content of the game. Because Girl E was Fuyuhiko's sister? I don't think so. Because Girl E witnessed the murder? No, Girl E was the killer, right? Girl E interfered with the murder. No, it was... I remember the specific conversation between Girl E and... I don't remember which girl. Was it F? No, F is this guy F. Was it D then? I don't know exactly. But they had this conversation on the roof.
I see!
The reason Girl E was killed is because she killed the first victim in the game.
Which means Girl E was killed as revenge for the dead high school girl.
By... probably Fuyuhiko?
What do you think, Fuyuhiko? Apparently Girl E was killed to avenge your little sister.
You're fucking persistent. I don't care what that game said at all. But
But... Is that true? Girl E, she killed the first victim?
You played the game yourself.
In order to make that clear, we need to know more about the case involving the first victim's murder.
It's the murder that occurred in the music room. I knew it would come up, so I prepared in advance.
Alright, the first murder was broken window and... was it the broken fish tank too? I think it was. Oh, nice.
Look, I made a map of the music room's surroundings, which was the stage of the first case.
I'm surprised you went to all this trouble.
Mapping is second nature to retro game fans. Classic dungeon crawler RPGs have a first-person point of view, so mapping as you play is a basic.
We get it! Let's talk about that later so we can focus on the case!
No, I wanted to hear more what Chiaki wanted to say.
Then,
Aww.
I'll start explaining. Girl A, Girl B, Girl C, and Girl D were at the entrance hall when they heard the sound of glass breaking. Immediately, they climbed the stairs to the second floor and headed to where they heard that sound. Girl E was in front of the music room on the second floor, and she confirmed that the sound came from in there. But the door to the music room was locked. So Girl D went to get the key from the office, and when the 5 of them were finally able to go inside,
They saw
they found the victim's body.
See, it looks a
Dead from a
little
blow
bit
to
like
the
Sonya.
head.
A little bit.
Because the music room's window was broken, the girls thought the killer escaped through there.
But look, broken vase in the other room, or vase. Water tank and gravel that was near the broken window on a small table. Broken window was near it, and right next to it was the victim.
The sound of breaking glass that they heard at the entrance hall seemed to confirm that.
But at the end it said like no, when he saw the picture it was like no, it's not that, but it was actually the broken vase, right?
Plus, Girl E's school swimsuit was stolen, so they concluded that the escaped killer was some pervert. How does that sound?
Yep, an understandable explanation. Just as expected from the ultimate gamer who excels at clearing games.
But it wasn't a pervert, right? Wasn't the real killer Girl E?
Obviously. Girlie was waiting outside the music room for the other girls after she killed the first victim.
Did she lock the music room from the outside? Then she would have totally needed the key from the office.
Which means Girlie was hiding that key. We can assume she used it to lock the music room after she left it.
But Girl D was the one who went to the office to get the key to the music room, right?
By the way, since it was never mentioned in the game, we can exclude the possibility of there being a spare key.
Okay, so there was no way of getting in there through the door, basically, with unlocking the door.
You can lock the music room from the inside, right? So from there, Girl E broke the window and escaped, and sprinted to the front of the music room as fast as she could before the others arrived.
But then you would see her sweat or something, or out of breath.
She would have passed by the entrance hall where the other girls were waiting if she tried to do that.
Then, forget this!
You're like, fuck this, I'm out, I tried my best.
It's not cute to see an old guy sulk.
Hey! Is Girl E really the killer? We haven't reached an answer yet!
Based on the details of the game, it's no mistake that Girl E, who was waiting in the hallway, is the killer. Then, what did Girl E do after killing the girl inside the music room? I guess I need to clear that up first. What'd she do? Broken vase photo, Girl E's crime scene photo, victim crime scene. No, not the swimsuit.
After she killed the first victim in the music room, what did Girl E do?
She just broke the window in the music room and escaped outside.
So how did Girl E get from outside the school to the front of the music room?
To go back to the music room from outside, you need to go through the entrance hall.
Yeah.
Plus, at the entrance hall, The other 4 girls should have been there.
At the entrance hall, the girls heard the sound of the window shattering.
How was she able to get past those 4 and wait in front of the music room?
She probably used a hidden passageway! Twilight's hidden passageway is the world's best!
What Girl E did after the murder in the music room? I need to find a clue that will clarify that.
After she killed the first victim in the music room, what did Girl E do?
The broken vase,
She just
they
broke the
hear
window
sound,
in the music
but they
room
thought it is the
escaped outside.
the window, right? The window shattering, but it
So
wasn't.
how did
There's,
Girl E get
in
from outside the
reality,
school
The broken vase.
to the front of the music room?
To go back to them, you need to go through. Plus, the other 4 girls.
At the entrance, heard the sound of the window shatter.
No, that's wrong! First of all, the sound the girls heard wasn't the window breaking.
If it wasn't the window, then what broke to make that sound?
A vase.
Vase? How low can you go?
After the murder, a broken vase was discovered in the classroom next to the music room.
So the sound of breaking glass that the 4 girls heard wasn't the music room's window. It was the sound of the vase breaking.
Actually, the murder was nearly finished by the time the 4 girls met in the entrance hall.
So that means before the girls were even close, so the window shattering and the fish tank falling was already way before that.
Girl E killed
Not
the
way,
victim
but-
in the music room, broke the window, and went to the office to get the key. With that key, she locked the music room from the hallway, returned the key to the office, and went back to wait in front of the music room. All she had to do was break the vase in the next door classroom as the 4 girls met by the entrance hall.
To make them think the murder had just occurred and that the killer had just escaped.
So, when the 4 of them ran over after they heard the sound, Girl E acted like she had just rushed over too.
I see. Now the mystery has been solved.
Kind of, not totally.
Wait a minute! The mystery hasn't been solved yet! You haven't determined what the murder weapon was yet!
The fish tank? Is that the murder weapon? Murder weapon?
Who cares about the murder weapon? We found out who the killer was.
Not cool! I went to all the trouble of making this death march, so you gotta stick with it to the end!
What the heck? You're so annoying!
Fine, let's figure out the weapon. If this keeps up, I'm gonna feel like I need to shit.
Don't you always feel that way, Nekomaru?
Which means I'll feel disgusting!
You're the disgusting one.
Wow, Hiyoko is finally, talking bad about someone that isn't Mikan.
The weapon is pretty unconventional! The answer was revealed in the game, though.
Huh.
Now then, will you guys be able to figure it out?
It was obviously mentioned in the game. An unconventional weapon that also appeared in the game. If we're told we can't advance as long as we don't make that clear, then I have to do it. I'll do it. Broken fish tank, broken vase photo. Stolen school swimsuit, killer's escape route.
A weapon inside the music room, huh? What about broken glass?
Isn't the cause of death a blow to the head?
Then she attacked her with the fish tank.
That's too big to be a weapon.
Then the piano.
Too big.
Why are you going even bigger?
The investigation conducts universal chaos.
It's on that big a scale, too?
How about beating her with gravel instead?
Hitting her with gravel?
If it's a weapon that was used to beat them to death, it should have had bloodstains.
Was there a weapon with bloodstains on it?
No.
She beat her to death with her fists!
What the heck? An unconventional weapon. A apparently it appeared in the game, but I have no clue.
A weapon inside the music room,
But
huh?
the broken fish tank didn't have any blood on it.
What about broken glass?
Killer's escape routes, don't know.
Isn't the cause of death a blow to the head?
Then she attacked her with the fish tank.
That's too big to be a weapon.
Then the piano.
Why are you going even bigger?
The investigation conducts universal chaos.
It's on that
This
big
is the
How about
weirdest
beating her with
fucking
gravel
combination I
instead?
can think of.
I agree with that.
What, is actually true? What the fuck?
I got it. The killer must have used gravel to attack the victim.
My goodness. I got it right. And I was just throwing things out there. Just as I thought! I'm chosen by the gods!
You're not chosen at all, and gravel is impossible. It's too small to be a weapon.
But not if you put it inside of the swimsuit.
What if the gravel was put inside some sort of bag?
Exactly, if you put it inside the swimsuit, you know, and then close it off, it's actually, you know, pretty durable and you just keep smacking it on the head with it. It's like putting sand in a plastic bag or something like that, or even gravel inside a plastic bag. But a plastic bag is pretty, you know, it's not as durable as a swimsuit.
A bag? What kind of bag?
If the weapon is something that appeared in the game, then so is the bag. And the only thing I can think of is the school swimsuit. If you tie the swimsuit like a bag and stuff it full of gravel, it'd make an effective weapon.
Yeah, ouch.
Gravel inside the swimsuit? Even the ace attorney would be astonished by such a fantastic idea! But for the killer, it's an idea that kills two birds with one stone.
Well, more than one stone if you want to be literal.
To make people think the killer is some pervert, it makes sense for a school swimsuit to be stolen. And if that swimsuit was used to make an improvised weapon, it'd have to be disposed of later.
How about it, Monokuma? Are you satisfied now?
That's the weirdest fucking combination that actually makes sense.
This happiness you feel when the mystery you create is solved. Only producers know this feeling of ecstasy.
But the real important talk begins now. Girl E had someone who can be called an accomplice. That person was actually Girl D.
Girl D. You're talking about Mahiru, right?
Huh? Mahiru is the accomplice? What is this? What does that mean?
But it wasn't exactly a compliment. And it's funny how Hiyoko is very defensive, protective of Mahiru.
The piece of face that became an important clue in the music room murder. Girl D got rid of it.
Girl D protected her. Mahiru protected her. It's okay, I made sure to throw it away.
And apparently the reason Girl E committed murder in the first place was to protect Girl D.
Meaning they were pretty close friends, right?
Girl D was being harassed by the victim. Girl E found out and tried to stop it, and they ended up getting into an argument.
They both protected each other.
And she felt a rush of anger and ended up killing her.
But she should have had a clear murderous intent. I mean, she choked her out and then bludgeoned her to death.
She probably made her unconscious by accident. And from there, she couldn't go back.
You can always go back. Before you committed the murder, you can always go back. You can stop there.
I understand that feeling.
What?
You can? That's pretty scary.
But Girl E was also killed by someone on the 4th day. Or the game's last day. I might as well ask just in case. Who do you think killed Girl E?
Oh, that one's easy. Girl E's killer right now. The only person I can think of is that guy, Guy F. It's funny that it says that guy. 2 of the options are girls, and 1 is Monokuma.
I see! It should have been Guy F.
That bitch, what the hell did she do to my little sister? I will never forgive her.
A scenario where Guy F murders Girl E out of a burning, hellfire desire to avenge his murdered sister.
But Guy F is...
What? It's just a story in a video game, isn't it?
That's all you can say. If If that game is telling the truth, it'd be a huge problem for you.
Hey, clear this up for me. Those of you who appeared as characters in the game, do you remember this incident?
That is... I'm terribly sorry, but...
No, because it happened during the period for which our memories are wiped.
They don't remember! That's obvious! Because their school memories were, like, totally stolen!
Totally.
Even if I don't remember, I already know! It's obvious that guy is the killer! No one would kill a nice person like Mahiru besides a piece of shit menace to society like Fuyuhiko!
Dang. Hiyoko is going all out. She is pissed off.
Girl E and Mahiru were killed by that guy!
You sure do talk a lot of shit. Well, I'm used to it by now.
But does Mahiru's murder have anything to do with that game? Perhaps the two are unrelated.
But he said I'm used to it by now. What does he exactly mean by that? I guess he just means from everything that she has done throughout this, right? But it could possibly mean that he remembers parts of his school life, but that would be weird because why would he have parts of his memory and everybody else's the memories were stolen or erased? But yeah, I mean, she talks a lot of shit throughout the 2 chapters that we've met her now, so I definitely agree with that. No, the game and Mahiru's death are probably related. They have to be. In actuality, there's an important shared point with what? I didn't read that. What did it say actually? Display problem. There's an important shared point with Girl E and Mahiru's murder. Oh, the fact that they... They disappeared? Or... No, wait. The murder weapon, right? The murder weapon. Mahiru was killed with the bat? I'm pretty sure that's it. That's definitely the similarities. Mahiru was killed with the bat and Girl E was killed with the bat too. And like the similar positioning and stuff. Definitely the metal bat.
I can prove it with this! I'm not sure the 2 events are unrelated. At the very least, the killer has definitely played the game. As proof, Mahiru, who was killed in the beach house, and Girl E, who was killed in the game, were both killed by a blow to the head with a metal bat. There's no way we can ignore that connection.
Someone must have wanted to split her head open the exact same way they avenged the first victim. Hey, why don't you confess already? You're the one who killed Mahiru, right?
You better cut that out right now! There is no way a stupid game could be the motive!
You're dumb enough to believe that stupid game, and that's why you killed her as revenge!
If you keep making up your mind like that, we're just going to go around in circles. And it's true Fuyuhiko may look suspicious, but don't you think that'd be too obvious?
What?
Yeah,
What
it's never obvious, that's the thing, right? It's never the first person you think of.
I mean, there's a possibility that it's a trap set by the true killer.
Trap? What do you mean?
The true killer played that game, and most likely found out about the relationships between the characters.
And then it came to find out that, you know, Guy F seems really likely to have killed Girl E, and then you could use that information with the next murder to try and make it look like, well, Fuyuhiko did the same with the real murder.
That person could be using that knowledge to try to set up Fuyuhiko.
Are you saying that a completely different killer murdered Mahiru and used the game motive as their cover?
Isn't that what happened, Hiyoko?
Oh, what? You're pointing fingers at Hiyoko?
Huh?
Don't you understand? I'm saying you might be the true killer.
Oh, snap, girlfriend.
What is this? Like, I can only laugh. What are you even saying, you nasty toilet-clogging bitch?
Well, there is one thing she needs to explain, right? Yeah, the footprints at the beach, shower room, and the candy too. But that doesn't seem to be in here.
What are you saying, you four-eyed troll?
It's the footprints
Accusing me
for sure.
of killing Mahiru?
Why do you doubt Hyoko?
Do you know where Hyoko was today? She was at the beach house, the scene of the crime.
That's true.
But I didn't go to the beach house!
Oh, you did.
I was squishing Mr. Ants all day!
No, we even saw you run away. Hold on. What she said clearly contradicts information I know. She did
What
go
are you
there.
saying, you fool? Accusing me of...
Why do you doubt? Do you know where Hyoko? She was at the beach house.
But I didn't go to the beach!
No, that's wrong!
Wait a minute. You should have been at the beach house, Hyoko.
Seriously, I told you I didn't!
Why are you lying?
But these footprints in the sand in front of the beach house, aren't they yours?
Who confirmed it? Was it Chiaki or no? It was Nagito himself, because he sneaked in everybody's cottage to measure the foot size of their shoes.
I don't have such ugly footprints! They're probably Mikan's based on how ugly they are!
Oh my god.
Don't decide that based on ugliness!
Exactly. How can you even say that's an ugly footprint, man?
Huh. They're not Hyoko's footprints? That's strange. The footprint I collected from your room matches these footprints perfectly.
Collected? I never gave you permission to collect that, you nasty pedo!
Plus, the footprints left in the sand were facing away from the beach house. Which means, when the owner of these footprints went inside the beach house, they used a different entrance.
Uh-huh. That was just a regular door. So she entered there before... So what I think happened, right? She entered there before Mahiro was actually murdered. And for some reason, I don't know why she was in the closet though, but she was definitely there because she likes gummy bears. And there was a gummy bear dropped in there. And then after that, when she found out that Mahiro was murdered and the murderer was gone or something, she just ran out. Unless she killed her herself, but... She could have done that. Kill Mahiro, but why would she?
A different entrance? Are you talking about the door facing the road that Mahiru's body was leaning against?
Are you saying when that person went inside the beach house, the body hadn't appeared yet?
The door was still accessible when they went in, and wasn't when they left.
Which means something happened in between those two events. Isn't that right, Hyoko?
Ah! I remember now! I remember when I went to the beach house!
Oh, how convenient. You suddenly remembered, huh?
So you finally decided to confess.
I'm pretty sure you guys already know this, but going for walks in the morning is my daily routine.
Does it involve running away and crying?
I've never heard of that daily routine before.
And that's when I went to the beach house. I went there on my morning walk.
No.
I see. If you went there during your morning walk, that doesn't have anything to do with the case at all.
Don't believe her so easily, dumbass! She's obviously lying!
Huh? It's a lie?
People who call other people liars are usually liars themselves.
I don't disagree with that, but...
If you say I'm lying, prove it. Can you even prove that I'm lying?
Well, you...
There's no way a bunch of worthless idiots like you guys would be able to do that.
She did send a letter to me with my hero. I'm pretty sure she did that. Middle bath, shower room, letter on the hero. Yeah, definitely. Footprints? No, it has to be this one. Iron barred window has nothing to do with it.
I did go to the beach house. But only during my morning walk. I didn't go any other time.
Then you didn't meet up with
you
Mahiru
did.
at the
3 p.m.
beach house?
Obviously not. Saying I met up with her when I never even saw her? Is this a panel of idiots?
Hyoko said she never saw Mahiru, but is that really true?
I did go to the beach house, but only during my morning walk.
No, that's wrong.
Bounced off.
Only during your morning walk, huh? Will you still claim that after you take a look at this letter?
I was going to tell you in person, but I couldn't find you, so I put this in your mailbox. About what we discussed earlier, is it okay if we change the place and time? I want you to come to the beach house on the second island at 2:30 p.m. It seems there's someone who wants to interfere with our meeting. Let's keep it a secret. Until then, let's try not to see each other for a while. It would be bad if they started suspecting us for no reason. Hiyoko Sayonji.
That letter! It's the one Mahiro had, right?
I see. So Hiyoko was able to arrange a meeting with Mahiru by exchanging letters with her.
What is that letter? I'm serious, I don't know.
Why does she keep denying it?
Oh, snap! I remember now! I totally saw you!
Huh?
Me and Hajime met up at the diner around 3 p.m. to go to the beach. I saw you about 30 minutes later, so it should have been around 3:30 p.m.
I see. So if she met Mahiru at 2:30 p.m., killed her, then ran away afterward, I think 3:30 p.m. is a reasonable time for you to have witnessed Hiyoko.
You're wrong! You're totally wrong!
No, we were in the diner, definitely.
Now that you mention it, you also passed by the diner, Fuyuhiko. So you should have seen Hiyoko too, right?
No, I didn't.
Didn't he came by later?
It's just a coincidence that I passed by the diner. I wasn't even paying attention to the beach house. I went straight back to my cottage after I saw you guys. I didn't see anyone during that time.
For some reason, that sounds suspicious too.
It's the truth. Deal with it.
Just leave him alone. It'd be a waste of time to question him any further. Anyway, that letter in Kazuichi's testimony says it all. You were meeting up with Mahiru at the beach house.
Seriously, I don't know. I didn't even write that letter. I'm telling the truth. I really don't know.
She comes across very convincing, but I don't know. We can definitely prove that she was there at that time, and we already confirmed that she left at 3:30.
Is she really crying? Or is she faking it?
She's probably faking it.
That's what I would assume too, but I don't know, it's really convincing for some reason.
We can assume she summoned Mahiru with the intention of killing her all along. That's why she wrote a letter to let her know where to meet, so the others wouldn't find out.
But isn't it suspicious that the letter is covered in blood?
And then you went ahead to the beach house, hid yourself in a specific place, and waited for Mahiru. There's evidence for that too.
The only place I can think of where Hiyoko was hiding is probably that place, the closet. Spot selection? This one. Definitely.
Here!
Here!
The place where Hiyoko was hiding. Are you talking about the closet?
Yes, that's right. The gummy candy we found on the floor is the evidence. Hiyoko, your favorite candy is gummies, correct?
What's a gummy? I've
Okay, I don't
never
believe
eaten
her.
something like that before.
She's just a really good actress. Come on, you said that, definitely.
I have captured the true character of this mystery. Hiyoko, who summoned Mahiru to the beach house, hid inside the closet like a familiar. When she saw her chance, she attacked her like an evil spirit and left the beach house like a swift wind.
The thing is, like it's a baseball bat. It's a metal baseball bat. Like and a baseball bat, even if it weren't metal, it's a pretty long thing, decently heavy. I don't think Hiyoko is, has the strength, upper body strength. She probably can't even reach high enough to hit her and hard enough to hit Mahiru on the head that it would kill her. Because she was instantly dead according to the autopsy. And then possibly have moved her as well, right? Unless she actually just did fall in that specific direction, just fell backwards and towards the door. But I feel like she was put specifically in that position that's very, very similar to the one in the Twilight Syndrome murder case, if not exactly the same.
But Hiyoko miscalculated that Mahiru's body would be blocking the door at that time. Because of that, she was only able to leave from the beachside door and ended up leaving her footprints.
We have presented the proof! My 4 dark devas of destruction didn't even need to come out!
It's a trap! This is obviously someone's trap!
Who's someone? Whose trap is it?
It's not Yai, that's for sure.
It must be that one person! You know, the one with the mask, maybe? The one with the mask?
Sparkling Justice?
There was a suspicious mask at the beach house, right? Whoever was wearing that could be the real killer!
You're the one who wore that mask and killed Mahiru, right?
There's no way I'd wear such a childish mask! Is your brain fried or something?
It actually is, I think.
That is right. It cannot be Hyoko. That mask belongs to Sparkling Justice!
And Sparkling Justice is way too good for Hiyoko.
Huh? Sparkling what now?
That mask says it all! Sparkling Justice is hiding on this island!
Her obsession with Sparkling Justice.
Which means the legendary serial killer Sparkling Justice is the one who killed Mahiru!
Why, if you continue to say such foolish things, I shall tear you limb from limb.
You can't do that to a princess.
Don't blame Miss Sonia!
I
It's
knew
just
it.
a difference between cultures. Culture shock, you know?
Hyoko, why don't you just admit it already? You're being unreasonably stubborn!
It's all in your heads! Oh, why can't you understand? I'm not the killer!
It's true that Hiyoko is suspicious, but there's something strange. Something doesn't make sense. I can't help but feel like we're being directed by someone. Alright, so although it is such a convenient thing, right? Oh, there's a gummy here. That must have been Hiyoko. That seems like a really solid clue, right? But yellow gummy bag. But it could have easily been placed there by someone as a trap.
I shall render my verdict upon this mystery's conclusion.
At that time, or he's hiding
Hiyoko
in
is
the
the
closet.
sinner who killed Mahiru!
I'm telling you, it's a trap!
There's no doubt! You went to the beach house, right?
That is...
And weren't you also hiding in the closet? So that's when you dropped the gummy!
You waited for your chance to kill Mahiru. And afterward, you fled from the beach house!
At the time, the door facing the road was blocked by the body.
Yeah, that's true.
So you were forced to flee from the beachside entrance.
And that's how you left your footprints!
So true. It looks like everyone doubts Hiyoko. Is that really okay?
I shall render my verdict upon this
The only
mystery's
thing I could,
conclusion.
like,
Hiyoko is
thing
the
was she,
sinner
like,
who killed
one particular
Mahiru!
Gummy brand in particular.
telling you, it's a
What were the
trap!
4 flavors? Melon?
There's no doubt!
Obviously I remember melon. Strawberry.
You went to the
something
beach
else.
house, right?
That is...
I feel like that person actually
And weren't
screwed
you
up
also
placing
hiding in the
a different
closet?
kind of gummy in there. That's
So
not
that's
the
when
one
you
that she
dropped the
likes.
gummy!
I think it's this one.
No,
If
that's
it's not
wrong!
her, then she's not the one that dropped it. Meaning the other person made some sort of mistake there.
About that gummy, did Hyoko really drop it?
That's the only way to frame her in that sense, right? The only way to trap her. And considering Hajime really thinks that that's the case, I agree, there's a possibility for sure. And everybody else is ready to point the finger at Hiyoko, but Hajime isn't, so we gotta support him on that.
The only one childish enough to eat gummies is that midget over there.
You're a midget too, you know. You're the one who worries about never getting taller.
It's true Hyoko likes to eat gummies, but she only eats a specific brand.
Yeah.
The brand of gummies you eat only have strawberry, melon, grape, and orange flavors, right?
Strawberry, melon, grape, orange. What was the color of the one that was dropped?
Huh? But what about the lemon flavor?
Lemon flavor? What? Mikan. Lemon flavor is not in there. It's very easily to confuse. Lemon, melon, you just have to exchange and switch two letters. Lemon, melon, but why is she so quickly to say lemon though?
The gummy at the crime scene was yellow, so it obviously looked like it was lemon flavored.
Ah, that's it. That's where the person screwed up.
Huh? That gummy is yellow?
Yeah, she doesn't eat icky yellow.
Then it's not mine! The ones I eat don't have any yellow gummies!
What?
That's right. None of the gummy bags in her cottage had any yellow ones.
Then we can't assume Hiyoko is the one who dropped that yellow gummy.
Oh, but that is so fucked up, you know? That is so fucked up because Hiyoko just said something as innocent as, you know, just sharing to other people. Like, oh, I like gummies. This is my favorite brand. I like this gummy. And then that fact, just her sharing something, the type of food or candy that she likes with someone, the fact that she shares it with us, and that it's used against her to try and frame her in a murder, that's so fucked up, you know? That just means that every single word that you utter about yourself can actually be used by someone else to try and frame you. That's terrifying.
See? Didn't I tell you? It's definitely a trap!
Alright. I may not like you that much, Hiyoko. You're kind of rude, but you're right about that. I'm with you on this one.
Damn it! Who would set a trap like this? I'll get my revenge. I'm gonna bop you on the head with all my might.
Bop.
Hold on, you little bitch! You think you're in the clear just because of a little gummy? Don't be stupid, I'm not done backing you into a corner yet!
Iron barred window, autopsy report, footprints, yellow gummy, iron barred.
We're not done with Hiyoko yet! There's still a huge piece of evidence left!
You're talking about the footprints near the beach house, right?
It's true, that's an important piece of evidence. And we can thank Mahiru for it!
What does that mean?
Mahiru
used her last ounce of strength and blocked the door to the road.
No, that's
thanks
not
to
true.
her.
That's not true.
We
because of
have the
autopsy.
evidence we need.
That's wrong! I left those footprints during my morning walk!
Yeah, no, that's bullshit too. Everybody knows that. I gotta figure out what's right and what's wrong.
We're not done with Hiyoko yet! There's still a huge...
There's no moment where
True,
she
that's
was
and we can
able,
thank
What does
capable
that
to
mean?
use her
Mahiru used her last ounce of strength and... No, that's wrong!
She died instantly on impact, like BAM!
Mahiru didn't block the door. Her death was instant.
Instant death?
BAM!
According to my autopsy, yes, there's no doubt that Mahiru died instantly.
If you keep making shit up, I'll fucking kill you!
I'm sorry!
Don't be sorry, Mikan. You contributed in a valuable way.
Ryuhiko, you cannot do that. Only a coward threatens women.
Yeah, you tell her.
I'm pretty sure her death was instant, too. I mean, her injury was only a single blow. That's why Mahiru isn't the one who blocked the door. Someone else used her body to block it.
Someone else?
The killer, of course. They're the one who blocked the door with Mahiru's body. That's why there were bloody drag marks left on the floor.
It doesn't exactly look like very clean drag marks though. Like it actually looked like blood is just splattered, but yeah, it can look like a drag mark for sure. I just feel like you don't see a nice streak, you know, a very nice clean drag mark.
But why did the killer block the door?
Just ask Hiyoko. She's the killer after all.
Seriously, that's not true!
I don't believe Hyoko's the killer. she liked Mahiro. Like, really liked. I mean, sure, that could all be an act, could be, you know, to set us on the wrong direction, but still. I want to believe in my heart, okay? I've never seen Hiyoko, like, you know, she was always acting either really mean to someone or just acting very neutral to people. She never, I felt like she didn't show kindness to any other person except Mahiro, because Mahiro was willing to help her, you know, with the fact that she smelled. So I feel like Hiyoko actually appreciated that quite a lot.
Let's assume Hiyoko is the killer. Wouldn't that mean she's also the one who dragged the
yeah,
body?
She's definitely incapable of dragging the body.
If she handled a body that bloody, I think her clothes or skin would have been stained with blood.
And I think, like, you know, Mahiro is, like, taller than her, is heavier than her, and especially when, you know, when a body is dead, when it's limp, you have to use a lot of strength to carry a body, so I don't think Hiyoko is capable of that.
Huh? But when I saw her, she was...
Yeah, no blood.
She was clean.
And also, she can't shower by herself without Mahiro, you know, because she can't tie her sash or robe. So that's probably why she was sad, like, no, now I can't shower anymore.
See? I told you I wasn't the killer! Yay! With this, my innocence has been proven!
I won't let you look down on me!
Uh-oh. What is this?
We haven't decided that yet!
Hey, Fuyuhiko. Why do you keep insisting that Hiyoko is the killer?
He's very persistent.
Shut
about
up!
that.
I'm telling you, she's the killer! That little bitch is definitely the killer!
Rebuttal showdown. I still don't know how the fuck this works, by the way. I mean, what is he willing to use here, though? The window? No, she can't climb out of that. Metal bats. I mean, I don't think she can even, you know, use the metal bats. Shower room wasn't used yet, nor was the iron barred window. Let's go with you.
If Mahiru didn't block the door, then Hiyoko did it! She killed Mahiru and blocked the door with her body! Hiyoko is the only killer I could think of!
If Hiyoko moved the body, then she should be covered in blood.
So what, dumbass? There's a shower room inside the bit. After she moved the body, she just washed it up. The fact that Hiyoko was at the can be proven by the... Did you get all that, you bastard?
Fuyuhiko wasn't or hasn't thoroughly investigated the crime scene at the beach house because how can she wash it off when the shower isn't even working? And I need to tell him he's wrong by using that piece of evidence.
So what, dumbass? There's a shower room inside the bit. After she moved the body, she just washed it off in the shower.
Allow me to cut through those words! No, washing it off in the shower is impossible, because the shower in the beach house was out of order.
Out of order?
I'm terribly sorry. I haven't had any time to actually repair it.
Then maybe she took her clothes off to move the body, and when she was done, she put them back on.
Are you saying I did something that perverted?
But she can't do that. Hiyoko took off her clothes before committing the murder? No, that would be impossible. She can't take off her clothes. Or she can take off her clothes, but she can't get undressed. She can. But she can't, like, the sash thingy, or her robe, she can't get dressed by herself. That was it.
I see!
Because that's what Mahiro had to help her with.
Listen to me, Fuyuhiko. Hiyoko mentioned this before.
I can't help it. I can't tie my kimono sash by myself.
Which means Hiyoko can't change by herself. It's impossible for her to put on and take off her clothes.
What?
Oh yeah, she couldn't even tie her sash on her own. That's why she couldn't take a bath and smelled bad.
Yep.
I didn't smell, and it only smelled a little.
Aw, come on, Hiyoko. Even you can admit that you were pretty stinky.
Oh, wasn't changing inside the beach house prohibited in the first place?
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Yes, if you broke the rules, I'm pretty sure Monokuma wouldn't have kept quiet.
Wouldn't he have shot you down with a minigun?
Damn right! I'm such a stickler for the rules that even safari park rangers want nothing to do with me.
That's true.
If she didn't change her clothes, then what did Hiyoko do with the blood that got on her?
She didn't get any blood on her?
Like I've been saying, the blood wasn't on me in the first place, because I never touched Mahiru's body.
Hey, if you think about it the other way around, does that mean whoever was covered in blood is suspicious?
Which was Akane.
Cause if so, I believe Akane was soaked with blood when we all met up to go to the beach.
She said it was because of training with the big guy. His name I can't remember anymore.
Didn't I tell you that was because I got beat up by Coach Nekomaru?
No, if he can just vouch for her, then that's fine.
I can attest to that.
Okay.
If I hadn't gotten that rough with her, she never would have backed down.
That sounds wrong.
Doubting me of all people. You got some nerve. All right, I'll bend your body in half so you're stuck in a bowing position for the rest of your life.
Please, no.
That actually sounds pretty cool.
Not for everyone.
The hell it does!
Hey, more importantly, I'm okay now, right? It's okay that I'm not the killer?
Yeah, okay, you're not the killer.
Yeah, seems like it.
See, I already told you. There's no way I'd kill Mahiru. 'Cause Mahiru taught me how to wear a kimono, and she was very, very kind.
See, that's what I mean, like, it actually meant a lot to her, I feel.
There's no way I would kill a nice person like her. Why wouldn't you believe me earlier?
Although she is good at acting, considering how she cried before and all. She can cry on cue and everything.
You guys are stupid! Stupid, stupid, stupid!
Okay, calm down, Hiyoko. You've already been confirmed that you're not the killer, okay?
Hyoko, please don't cry. Everything is fine now, right?
Please don't cuss out Mikan this time. Mikan is so, I don't know, man. Like, she gets cussed out by her every single time by Hiyoko, and now she is still actually trying to comfort Hiyoko? No, almost no one would do that. If a person is mean to you and then you see that person crying, you're probably evilly smiling in a corner like, ha ha ha, yes, that bitch is finally crying, ha 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 ha, you know? But Mikan is like, no, she's actually trying to comfort her. She's trying to comfort the person that was acting a bitch towards her.
Shut the hell up, pig barf!
Come on!
I hope you get a hangnail and die!
Why is she so like this towards her? I don't understand.
I'm sorry for being pig barf.
You're not pig barf. I'm pig barf. I did not say that. More importantly, Fuyuhiko's behavior earlier was definitely strange. Getting so worked up and accusing Hiyoko of being suspicious. Could it be? Does he actually have something else in mind?
Hey, Hiyoko. Now that our suspicions have been addressed, can you tell us the truth?
Yeah, that's one thing I don't understand. She was lying about a lot of stuff, which we had proof for that she was lying, but why doesn't she just come out and say straight up the truth?
Huh?
Even though you're not the killer, you still went to the beach house, right?
We have proof of that. The shoes, the footprints.
Like I said, it was a trap.
Yeah, it's a trap that you were hiding in the closet. It's not a trap that you ran away from it, though.
Yeah, I got that already, so... Can you give us the details about that trap?
I would like to know too. It might lead to some kind of clue.
Fine. You want me to talk, huh?
That would help a lot, yeah.
Earlier this morning, Mahiru was the one who came up to me. She asked if we could meet up later.
But that's not what the letter said, though.
Huh? But didn't you say earlier...
Yeah, she never talked to me at all. Man, what a surprise. I didn't expect you to ask me such an easy question.
Damn it! So that was a lie?
Like with a lot of people, you can actually tell when they're lying and when they're telling the truth. But with Hiyoko, I feel like she lies as often as she tells the truth, so it's really hard to tell, unless you have proof that she's lying, of course, that to know whether she's actually telling the truth or not.
Cause I thought it'd be doubted if I admitted it. So I figured it was better not to say anything.
So, what was your answer to Mahiru's invitation?
I told her it was fine. I mean, I didn't have a reason to say no. Unlike everyone else here, Mahiru was someone I wasn't embarrassed to be seen with.
Yeah.
You always have to say something snide.
At the time, we were supposed to meet around 2 p.m., but... Around noon, there was a letter inside my mailbox.
A letter?
Yeah, this one.
What? I was going to tell you in person, but I couldn't find you, so I put this in your mailbox. What? Bao discussed earlier, is it okay if we change place? I want you to come to the beach house on the second island. The time is still the same at 2 p.m. It seems there's someone who wants to interfere with our meeting. Let's keep it a secret until let's try not. That's exactly the same. What? That's exactly the same letter as the other one. I think the handwriting is a bit different though. I would have to compare them side by side. But that doesn't look like her handwriting though, of Mahiru. That's not a handwriting I would... I don't know. When I just think of Mahiru and the fact that she's a photographer and everything, this is kind of an... No, okay, it's not ugly. I was actually looking solely at her name, Mahiru Koizumi. Doesn't it seem stranger? I feel like the rest of the entire letter is actually neatly written, but her name is kind of messy the way it's written, the handwriting of it. I don't know why though, but it's almost word for word the exact same letter as the one that supposedly Hiyoko said, with the meeting time changed to 2:30, however. And on the letter that Hiyoko said, there was actually blood on that one. It would be bad if they started suspecting us for no reason. Mahiru Koizumi. Letter Hiyoko received. So this is, I feel like someone may have sent it to her to try and frame her.
I saw this letter and went to the beach house at that time.
But that's 2 p.m. though, okay? Huh? The letter that Hiyoko had, doesn't it clearly... Why does it automatically change? Doesn't it clearly contradict that had other evidence? Yeah, that was this one, right? Yeah. But look, okay, let's compare. The writing is exactly the same. It seems there's someone... The writing of the big text, it seems there's someone who wants to interfere with our meeting. Look, it's exactly the same, I think. Like, it's almost been copy-pasted. But the names at the bottom, look, Hiyoko Sayonji is in a different handwriting. There's actually a dash in front of Hiyoko Sayonji. And here, Mahiru Koizumi. That part of the handwriting seems much different from the bigger text, you know? Okay, that's a clear difference. And there's blood on this letter as well.
I can prove it with this! This letter. Doesn't it look like its contents are different from the letter Mahiru had?
I will discuss earlier, yeah, blah blah blah, 2:30.
Mahiru's letter said to meet at 2:30 p.m. But in Hiyoko's letter...
It says 2 p.m.
Whoa! The meeting times are off!
It's also strange that both letters wanted to change their meeting spot to the beach house. It would be plausible if one of them said it, but for both letters to say the same thing?
Word for word?
Hiyoko, since you wrote it, what do you think? Like I said, I never wrote the letter. How many times do I have to tell you?
It's safe to say a letter was forged by the killer. But which letter did the killer forge? It has to be both, because the handwriting is exactly the same. They weren't forged the letter here, no, it's both.
I see! The killer must have forged both letters.
The killer forged them so they could manipulate their actions. Yeah, that's how we should think about it.
That seems very likely. In fact, if you compare both letters... Confirmed! Just as I assumed, the handwriting is the same. The content of the letters matches too.
Like this part. I was going to tell you in person, but I couldn't find you, so I put this in your mailbox. This part. It seems there's someone who wants to interfere with our meeting. And this part. Let's keep it a secret. Until then, let's try not to see each other for a while.
The killer forged both of those letters.
In doing so, they were able to control Hiyoko and Mahiru to do their bidding, like a netherworld puppeteer.
So they completely tricked me. And then Mahiru's killer. How mean! Give me back Mahiru!
Aww. This is the first time I actually feel sorry for Hiyoko.
Really? This is really terrible. I've offered to help so many times, but the killer this time didn't discuss their plan with me at all. It's all my fault. I'm so ashamed of being unreliable.
She is really starting to piss me off.
Here we go again. Once we let our guard down, this happens. We can just lightly punch him to death later.
Because the thing about Nagito, right? I've kind of dabbled about this many times before. I can understand his motive, his reason for doing it, but I just can't stand the fact that he's making it more difficult than it has to be. I just don't fucking get that. Like, I just don't like it, you know? It's already fucked up as it is. Why make it even more fucked up? No, I know why, but you know, it's just a fucked up situation for us. And he's making it more fucked up, and I just don't like that fact. Cause you know, I gotta figure out the fucked upness, and he's making it more fucked up, so I gotta find out more. Ugh.
So based on what the letter said, you went to the beach house at 2 p.m., right, Hiyoko?
What's most important is what happened afterward. What on earth happened there?
I fell asleep.
Fell asleep?
Why'd you fall asleep?
What?
It's not like I wanted to. I think I was forced to get a whiff of some kind of medicine or something.
So you were drugged. Oh, now it makes sense. Remember Monokuma File 2? It actually said, because I found that to be strange, because there was no particular, well, there are drugs in what do you call it, in the pharmacy? Or at least, there was a specific, I forgot the exact name. But there's a section on this island, or in one of the islands, I think the second, where you can find medicine and stuff, and drugs as well. Or the drugstore, perhaps, that's what it's called. But yeah. That's why I found it strange that it was mentioned on the Monokuma file that Mahiru wasn't drugged at all. I was like, huh, that kind of seems weird, because you know nothing about the environment as we saw it, about the murders, the crime scene. It immediately spoke to us like, yeah, she, like, why is be drugged even mentioned? But now it seems to come into play. So Hyoko's then saying that she got drugged by someone.
Medicine? That medicine, could it be? Did they get it from the drugstore? I thought that place seemed unsafe. They even have prescription medicines laying out in the open.
Yeah, that's not a safe thing.
If you were aware of that from the start, you should have done something about it.
What can she do?
I'm sorry.
Like, get rid of it? I don't think, is that even a rule to destroy things on the island?
When I woke up, I was inside a small closet. And when I rushed out, I saw Mahiru's body.
And that's why you ran out of the beach house in such a panic.
Okay, that makes sense.
I was scared. I was really scared. Really scared that I couldn't help, but...
Pee your pants?
The killer probably planned to frame Hiyoko from the start. And for that reason, they summoned Hiyoko before Mahiru, put her to sleep, and shoved her inside the closet.
Yep, and then they put the gummy bear to make it look like, oh, she was hiding in there. She was definitely here to make it, you know, to make us think Hiyoko was definitely inside the closet.
So their reason for blocking the door with Mahiru's body was to make Hiyoko leave her footprints as evidence.
That's smart.
Everything was done to frame Hyoko as the killer.
But then comes the hardest part, right? The killer must have then apparently sneaked out of the framed window, because there's no other way, as far as we know, to get out of there. How did that killer pull that off? But
That's horrible! I didn't do anything wrong, and I was framed by Mahiru's killer!
Alright, wipe your tears and snot and everything and drool.
Hyoko, please do not cry. We believe you.
Is it really okay to believe her so easily? She might be faking those tears, you know.
Crocodile tears.
This'll never end if you keep being so suspicious.
Isn't that what a class trial is all about? The only way to survive is to be suspicious. This is where we go to thoroughly doubt each other. So if you believe in each other so easily, then there's definitely something wrong with you.
I kind of agree with that. You shouldn't blindly believe somebody. You should just look at the case, look at the evidence, and, you know, try and base your opinion whether you believe that person or not because of that. You shouldn't blindly believe a person. I agree with that. Even though I do it occasionally, just because it's just a gut feeling with me most of the time when I say like, alright, I believe you. But I do agree. You have to question everyone to a certain extent, for sure. And the evidence has to be the most, you know, important thing.
You're wrong, Fuyuhiko. We aren't supposed to doubt each other here. We're supposed to work together. The class trial is where we cooperate with each other, work hard, and aim for victory.
That's another way of looking at it, and that's the hope way of looking at it for sure. And I agree, we have to work together, but part of working together is to also establish the fact that you didn't do it, right? Therefore, we can narrow down the list of suspects.
The killer and everyone else. Two hopes attempting to grasp the one true hope.
You could look at it that way, yeah.
Two hopes clashing with each other is poetry in motion. That is what a class trial should be.
Oh, here he goes again. I feel like whenever he talks about hope, he just gets so high. His eyes start spinning and he acts crazy.
Seriously, which side are you on?
On the side of hope, for sure, but he's just so, I don't know. Why is he so obsessed with the fact that, hope against hope, like he's having an orgasm just thinking about it.
I'm on the side of the absolute hope that can overcome any despair. And I believe that absolute hope exists at the point where two hopes clash.
Okay, so basically saying that whoever has the strongest hope wins, which is true. I mean, that's what I said. It kind of makes sense what he said at the beginning, right? Because the person that killed kind of does it for hope in a sense because he wants to get out of here, right? So he's grasping that hope of getting out of here and succeeding as being the Black and then, you know, escaping off the island. Whereas the others are, their hope is the fact that they, you know, they know from themselves if they aren't the killer that they're being falsely accused. They don't want to die because of that, so it's kind of, you know, everyone else against the killer, but they're both of the reasons why they're fighting in this class trial against each other is for hope, in a sense. So, yeah, once again, in a fucked up way, I kinda agree with Nagito.
Your stance is neither white nor black, but gray, and you do not yearn for your life, or even for victory.
Jeez, I wish he'd just side with the enemy already so I can believe what he's saying!
Let's stop. Believing every little thing Nagito says is a waste of time.
Yeah, we need to figure out who Mahiru's killer is.
There should be a new clue contained in what Hyoko has told us. So, let us believe Hyoko's words and discuss it once again with everyone.
Yup. The debate proceeds when you assume you can believe each other. Good job. That's the right way. That's the splendid power of teamwork.
The thing is, though, it's hard to look at it as teamwork in a situation like this when you know, one of us could be the killer. Therefore, you sometimes kind of go into things, which is, I feel, is kind of the bad approach. But you start to almost doubt everyone, right? And that's just the nature of the situation, as I kind of said a lot about it in Danganronpa 1 as well. That's just this entire setup of this fucked up thing that Monokuma set into place. It puts you in the place where you immediately starts to doubt every single person, but therefore it's hard to trust the person fully and then rely solely on teamwork. That's why I feel like the most important thing whenever a murder happens is to keep looking at the proof. Keep looking at the evidence, try and make it, just work on the class round, try and make sense of the entire situation. Just question everything, try and use every single clue or whatever we have, and then based on that, we should be able to always figure out who the correct killer is, and that's always what happened in Danganronpa 1 and so far in Danganronpa 2 as well, right? So, I just feel like if we just keep taking that approach, it's the safest one to come to the right answer.
Hey, what do you think of that, Monokuma? I'm not gonna let you have the outcome you want.
Hey.
Pay attention, Monokuma.
What? He's sleeping.
Is this too boring for you, huh?
Dumbasses. You bastards don't know anything. If you're stupid enough to trust each other, the only thing waiting for you is the bitter truth.
The bitter truth? That may be true, but even so, we can't just stand around here all day. Even if what lies ahead is a cruel ending, the only thing we can do is move forward. Because unless we reveal who among us is Mahiro's true killer, there's no way we'll survive. Intermission again?
Well now.
Now that the class trial has reached its climax, I would like to present the right answer here, right now.
Don't spoil it, Monokuma.
You're gonna spoil who the killer is? If I reveal the answer before everyone's ready, they'll all be shocked. They'll all feel despair. You can't. That's seriously a big no-no.
I agree. Fuck spoilers.
But spoiling it right now is innovative, don't you think?
No, it's the exact opposite.
The club president and I are powerless against innovation. Who's the club president? So, without further ado, the answer is... You can't. Everyone, please cover your ears and cover your eyes.
Alright, I'm covering them.
You say Nanu in German when you're surprised.
Nanu, really?
Huh? I don't know what you're talking about, but somehow it feels wrong to me.
The fuck was that? Nanu?